Welcome to the No Fun channel. I'm Felix, and this is sci-fi shows I think they should remake. Next up is Mantis. Now, Mantis came out in '94 starring Carl Lumbly. Mantis is about Dr. Miles Hawkins, who gets shot by the police trying to save a little girl during a riot. And he sues the police department and loses. Basically, they covered up what happened. And he gets disheartened by everything, and he becomes a vigilante. And that's how the Mantis is born. Now, the Mantis car is odd looking. I even went back and looked at it. Even back then, I thought it was odd looking. So it's definitely something you could redesign, get a new Mantis car. And basically the premise is, he gets shot by the police cover it up. He becomes a vigilante because he knows the police are corrupt. And so he has to take matters into his own hand. It started off as a movie, one of those 2-hour pilots, and it did quite well enough that it got greenlit for a TV series. And then when they did the TV series, they nixed all the characters except for him, which when you watch it from what the pilot was to what the TV show was, you get a strong sense of whitewashing taking place. And a lot of people who worked on it kind of said, no, that's not what happened. But I'll be honest, most people who say that are white. But yeah, it was definitely whitewashing because it started off with him, Gina Torres, and those who know that name, she's on Lone Star 911. And it had 2 black African students who were his assistants and helping him fight crime. And they got rid of all 3 of them. And they replaced Gina with a black woman who I think was a little more light skinned, but I don't think she was that lighter. But still, it didn't make any sense. I don't know if Gina didn't want to do it or what happened, but yeah, they got rid of pretty much anyone they could and brought in pretty much an entire white. They even had secondary black characters and got rid of them too. So it's like any black character they could get rid of, they got rid of them. And it was kind of sad. The pilot, I really liked the pilot. And when the show started, I was like, this is not what I watched. This is not the pilot. What happened? I understand things changed from the pilot to the series, but it was a drastic change. Then as the show went on, it honestly got worse. I really was excited for this show. I had high hopes, and it just didn't live up to it. And I was let down. This was a Fox show, and I don't know what they were doing or what they were thinking, but they blew it. They dropped the ball on this one. This had so much potential, and they just let it slide through their fingers. And it's sad, really, to be honest with you. But the Mantis, now it's not the Mantis, Mantis. Mantis had so much potential, and even now there's some fan art that you can find here and there. But yeah, it had so much potential. This could have been like the Black Batman, that because he was rich, he was well off, he had a company and all this stuff, and it's like they were just trying to sabotage it, to be honest with you, and they did. Now, the reason I also picked this show, like I said, it had a lot of potential. And to start off, the reason I think they should bring this back is, especially with today's superheroes, in the technology of special effects, there's a lot they could do to improve upon it. Because in the pilot, he had the mask that looked like a face of a mantis. Well, not exactly like a face of a mantis, but pinchers. And he wore a suit, like a suit and tie, with a long trench coat, which was interesting. But in the pilot, they actually had him like a mechanical suit instead. But yeah, I think that was one improvement that I didn't mind. The suit and tie was a bit much. So one way I was thinking they could bring this back is the obvious, bring back the original cast. I believe most of them were still alive. Now, when I say the original cast, I'm talking from the pilot series. But they could bring back the other love interests as well from the main series. Basically, I'm saying making it all black cast like it was supposed to be. And they could do that, have him had 2 love interests. But how they could bring him back, because he's 72, I believe. And last time I saw him, he wasn't very mobile, so they would definitely have a stunt double doing all his work for him. But they could almost do like a Batman Dark Knight Returns type of deal with it. And that could be interesting. I mean, if he didn't want to come back, maybe get another older actor who's in shape to do the part and do like the Dark Knight Returns. Now, I'll be honest, the other idea I was thinking of as well is still Batman related. I was thinking Batman Beyond. He could be like the old Bruce Wayne mentoring a new Mantis. And I think that would be interesting if they brought it back that way. And that way they could have a whole brand new suit and everything. And I think it would work really well if they did it that way. If they wanted to have the original cast be any part of it, they could do like a Batman Beyond type of deal, and I think it would be awesome. And the third option, of course, is to a whole new cast. A bunch of new actors. I know Michael B. Jordan does producing. Maybe he could start it too. He could be the Black Bruce Wayne of this and take it to the next level. But this is definitely one I think they should bring back. Now, if they go the route of a whole new cast, one thing they could do is they could still have him guest star, because Carl guest starred on Supergirl as Martian Manhunter's father. So they could always go that route. They could have him guest star as Mantis's father or a mentor or something like that, and have him be on the show in that capacity. But besides Michael B. Jordan, I really don't do a lot of fan casting. I was just thinking of him because I know he wanted to play a superhero. So that could be one way he could do it. But if anyone has any idea who they would like to see fan cast as the new Mantis, I would love to hear it. But I definitely think this is one that they should bring back. A lot of people I don't know if a lot of people know this, but Sam Raimi actually worked on this. He was one of the producers. And when it went to become a series, him and the other producers left, and a new guy came in, and that's when things got changed. And be honest, it got whitewashed. So if they go back to the way it was originally in the pilot, I think it would be a hit, especially with today's audience, because a lot of people are looking for more black representation. This is the perfect opportunity to bring this show back. So if anyone who worked on Mantis comes across this, hey, bring it up to someone who has some power. Bring back Mantis. So yeah, maybe I'll start a hashtag bring back Mantis. It's more black representation, because this is definitely a show I think they should bring back. There's so much opportunity right here. And I wish they had done a comic book with it. They should have did a comic book tie-in with it as well. That part could have saved the show itself just to get it out there. I don't know how much merch. I don't remember seeing too much merch. I don't remember seeing any merchandise for this show. Be honest with you, I have to look that up and see if I can find anything. But yeah, I don't remember seeing any toys, any action figures or anything, and I don't remember any advertisements for it. So yeah, they really dropped the ball on this, and it definitely felt like Fox wanted to bury this, and they did. So that's my take on remaking Mantis. You guys take care.